recipe is what autumn winter is all about. We're using the Ninja Foodi, of course, so if you like Ninja Foodi recipes, then don't forget to hit the like button for me and subscribe if you're new here as well. It's free to do so. Turn on that notification bell and then YouTube will let you know when I upload a video. So this one is a real great family dish with a twist. And I think those little extras that we do when we're making this make it quite special. So if you've got people coming round but you still want that good family comfort food, then this one is a really good recipe. I got a bit of inspiration from seeing this in a magazine somewhere. It gave me the idea for the mashed potato having feta whipped through it, and it is so good, so smooth, so delicious. So this is my Ninja Foodi shepherd's pie. Today I'm making a shepherd's pie using my Ninja Foodi, and this is a shepherd's pie with a bit of a difference because it's got a whipped feta mashed potato that goes on top. I saw this in a magazine and I thought I need to try and recreate this using the Ninja because it just sounded so good. So as always, when we do our potatoes, I like to pressure cook my potatoes. So I've got those chopped up in the bottom there. That is 1 kilogram of white potatoes. And to that, I'm going to add a vegetable stock pot, because that adds so much extra flavour rather than just using water. And if you haven't done that before, I really recommend that. I don't add any seasonings or anything extra at this stage. We just need to now cover those with some water. And just to speed things up a bit, I've got some water from a recently boiled kettle. So in that goes. That was around 700 ml, and that's pretty good because that covers those potatoes nicely. There you go. So now all we need to do is get the lid down. Make sure your pressure valve is pushed to the back, which is on seal, and then we can slide over to pressure cook. Need a quick release on these. I do them on high. I left these fairly large, so normally 8 to 10 minutes is pretty good. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle of those. Let's go 9 minutes on those potatoes today, just because I did leave them quite large. Once the potatoes are done, we can get those out and we can prepare those. Then we can move on to our beautiful filling. For my filling, I've got some celery. I haven't got a full red pepper. I would have used a full red pepper, but I haven't got one. So I'm going to use a little bit of green just to top that up. But normally I would use all red. I'm going to use thyme. So that's the herb that I've chosen for this dish. You can use any herb you like. It doesn't really matter. Use what you enjoy. I've got some onions here as well. And then you can use lamb mince for this, which is traditional for a shepherd's pie. If you don't like lamb, then you could use beef mince with beef stock, and that would give you a cottage pie. But, you know, same thing applies, basically. It's the same recipe. You choose what meat you like in this. If you're using lamb, then you can go lamb stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock. It's up to you. I've now removed my potatoes. They are lovely and soft and flavoured with that stock, so they're perfect. We're going to go on to sear and saute, and I've got 25 grams of butter there. I'm going to be adding some garlic paste to this, and this is going to be flavouring the mashed potato. Completely optional if you don't want to use it. If you want to use fresh garlic, then brilliant. And just use as much as you like. So I'm not going with all that much, to be honest. Maybe a little bit less than a teaspoon, maybe. But all I'm doing is just cooking that garlic ever so slightly before it goes into the mash. More important really if you're using kind of fresh garlic that you have just literally put in. And this is going to be lovely. This is really going to flavour that mashed potato really nicely. We're going to be using feta as well and some black pepper. So that's it. That smells really fragrant. That is more or less all that it needs. I mean, a minute, because you do not want to burn the garlic. So let's remove it. So I'm now going to be using a sieve, and I'm going to put the potatoes that have already been softened lovely, and I'm just going to push those through a sieve. Now it does take some extra work to do this, and I'm pushing them straight through into that butter and the garlic. You don't have to do this. You can use a masher if you prefer. This gives you a really fine, beautiful mashed potato. So I'll come back when that's done because it's going to take a while. Perfect. That mash goes through the sieve pretty well. I used my masher actually to push it through the sieve, and that seemed to work really nicely. Now, I don't feel like this needs any milk in this. This is super smooth, and we've got that garlic butter running throughout that. Oh my goodness, this is so nice. And now we're going to break up our feta into it, and that's just going to ooze and melt into that mash because it's nice and warm. There you go. Leave a little bit back just as an extra topping, I think, and just mix that in and let that melt into that potato. This is so good. So glad I saw this idea. And I think by pressure cooking your potatoes, they really are so nice. This is like a posh shepherd's pie. So if you've got people coming over, I actually think this really is an elevated version that people are going to really love. So that is the mashed potato made. Now we can move on to our actual filling. I've set aside the mashed potatoes, and now we're going to make the filling. In my pot, I've kind of rinsed it out. I haven't really washed it properly. It doesn't really matter. If you want to wash yours out properly, you can. Got a little bit of spray oil in the bottom. So I'm using beef mince in mine, and you can definitely use lamb to make this a shepherd's pie. Just that me and my son aren't lovers of lamb mince, and therefore that's why I'm going with the beef. And all I'm going to do is break this up, and we're going to just cook this purely on its own with that bit of spray oil in the bottom. We want to get this cooked through and browned all over. It's probably going to take between 5 and 10 minutes, I would say, on sear and saute. Now my beef mince is browned. I'm just using a slotted spoon here, and I'm just going to remove that and just put it to one side just for a short amount of time while we do the next stage. Now I'm adding in my celery, pepper. And like I said, I would have used a whole red pepper, but I didn't have it. So I've got a little bit of green in there as well, but that doesn't matter. And that's a whole onion here. It's just one celery stalk. So we want a medium heat for this. And we just now want to soften down those vegetables. So it's probably going to take around 10 minutes. You can add in a little bit more spray oil into your pot. So I've got this still on sear and saute, and I've got it on level 3 because we're just going to go sort of slow and fairly low with this and just give them 10 minutes. If you wish to, you can add some garlic into here. If you're using fresh garlic, you can go with as much of maybe like 3 garlic cloves. Or you can, like me, just use a little bit of lazy garlic, some garlic granules. Just put in the amount that you're going to enjoy. So just cook this now for a minute or 2. Doesn't need any longer with that garlic in there. Those vegetables have softened down really nicely. Now we can add in some spices. I've got some cumin seeds here that I have just crushed up with my pestle and mortar. You can use cumin powder. You want around a teaspoonish. And now 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. This is going to give it a real nice smoky depth. Oh, that's going to be really good. We're going to put the mince back in. Let's scrape every last bit back into there and the juices. Lovely. Let's give that a mix with the spices that we've got on there. I'm still on the low sear and saute at the moment, by the way. You're going to want 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. Because we're not using any chopped tomatoes in this recipe, so really get that nice tomato flavour from the puree. I put in my sprigs of thyme. Give it another mix. Whoa, that smells lovely. It's that paprika, and that kind of cumin is really warming as well. It's got a bit of smoke, a bit of warmth. You can also season this with a little bit of salt. Not too much, because I'm going to put some stock in here. And then I like quite a bit of black pepper. Now, because I've opted for beef mince, I'm going to be using a beef stock pot. If you're using lamb, then of course you can use chicken, lamb, vegetable, whatever you want. So let's get my stock pot in. Lovely. And then to the stock pot, you want to put water. This is from a recently boiled kettle. It's just going to help things along a little bit quicker with that. And that's 600 millilitres there. And now what I want to do is leave this on sear and saute. Let everything cook down together. This is going to thicken up as it cooks. Leave your lid open, because that way it does allow it to reduce down. And I'm going to give this probably a good half an hour. Might even go longer. Let's have a look and see how well it does. Okay, so that had around 40 minutes on the sear and saute, because I just wanted to make sure that reduced down enough. So I've got enough liquid in there that it's going to be nice and moist, but it's not too runny, because that's how you want a shepherd's pie, really. And then I've got my feta mash to go on top, and then we can put this on to bake in the Ninja. So to bake this, you want to put it on the wire rack, the metal rack that you get. Insert that into the pot, and really, if it's still hot, then you're literally only cooking it to kind of get a nice golden top, so 20 minutes or so. If you're letting this cool completely, putting it in the fridge and then cooking it later, just bear in mind that the Ninja does take some time. So I often would then cover it with foil and then put it on low in the Ninja, then take the foil off, ramp the heat up a little bit, and continue cooking. I have done this loads of times where I've done something and I thought that's going to be more than enough, and it's actually still been cold in the middle. So a good 40-45 minutes I find in the Ninja, and ideally obviously bring it up to room temperature before you put it in. So those are your options. Go ahead straight away, get it on to bake now, or cool it and then use it later on. So here it is, shepherd's pie with a lovely whipped feta mash on top. How delicious does that look? Such a comforting, easy family meal to create using your Ninja Foodi. I hope you've enjoyed the recipe. Don't forget to hit the like button for me and subscribe if you're new to the channel too.